And we're back. And then what I mean by that is I am the host with the most, and I'm here with the Inspire You team. Once again, they've invited me to help interview some of the famous people that I know, and they know too. And today we have the honor of bringing on none other than the world famous Ron G, producer extraordinaire. Ron, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Everybody.
And my lovely, lovely, magnificent sidekick, co-host, host, you know who she is, Miss Amberly, aka Bambi.
Hey, what is good? Thank you so much for tuning in for another edition of Inspire You Network as we celebrate Black Music Month.
Listen, and like I say, in keeping with the Black Music Month, tune in to Inspire You because they have a large array of interviews going on with musicians, producers, and anything dealing with music during this Black Music Month. So, without any further ado, Ron, we're not going to keep you long. We know you're busy. You have people in and out the studio all day. We'll thank you for allowing us this time. But listen, what inspired you to do music? And how long have you been doing music?
Well, musically, it's been a while, a very long time, actually, a little bit approaching about 2 decades now, maybe a little bit further than that. I started out for just the inspiration. A lot of it comes from my dad, Ron Anthony. He's been, I guess, a staple in music, on that personality and independent DJ for a while now here on the Gulf Coast. When I was born, more or less, he was working for WABB. So we were pretty much born into a situation to where, that's what my dad did. A lot of people back in those days were following in their father's footsteps, I guess you would call it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that came from just being with him, being around him, being at the radio station and being at these concerts and interviews and different things as like we're doing right now, just standing in the background and kind of seeing what was going on. And I kind of went with it from there and just took a different route with it. But at the same time, still just ended up doing the exact same thing he did.
Wow. I just learned something new. I thought I knew everything about you. But you have answered this question, but I know you probably can elaborate, a little further. You touched around it, but I'm just going to ask the question: what actually about what you do as far as producing that inspires you, that really inspires you to do what you do?
It's I guess you would say the ability to inspire others. A lot of people come into the studio and have no idea that they can do some of the things that we end up doing in the studio. It's a different, I guess, aspect when you take it to whereas I'm not really just producing, but more going into a teaching role, bringing different characteristics out of artists and or people that, I guess, consumers that actually patronize my business in the effort to kind of give them the best experience that they can in a studio setting with me. Mm-hmm. So, the most inspiring thing is just being able to inspire people to actually want to do it, continue to do it, and, reach new levels of what they're doing because of what they do with me.
Wow. Before my co-host asks her question, I'm going to just say that me knowing nothing about a studio, I can attest to that because I learned a lot. The little 20 minutes at a time that I come over there and ask for a special request. And for you out there that's viewing this, he's a very, very, very humble guy. I call him Spur of the Moment. And the magic that this man can literally make in a matter of minutes and I'm not saying hours, in a matter of minutes. He can attest to this. Every time I come over there, I'm only there like 20 minutes. Matter of minutes. The magnificent work that this man can make in a matter of minutes is surely amazing. But what the people don't know, tell the people how you feel to be Grammy nominated.
Oh yeah, man, definitely a awesome experience. Another humbling experience. You grow up watching the Grammys, and attest to. I never really had in my mind that I would really be there. It never really came surreal until the opportunity actually to be in the Grammy Society came. I was invited 2 years, but the first year I missed it. Trying to be a better me, trying to get my situation better. So when I did go out there, it'd be more of a comfortable experience. So the second opportunity did come up, and it was a better opportunity because we were actually nominated for one of the Grammys. Being able to take an artist that I had met here in Mobile at Spring Fling when I first actually got into producing Southern Soul, to be able to work with her and actually create her entire album that was, I guess, nominated for a Grammy, definitely came a completely different situation when we got the letter that said that we had made it. It was one thing to, be accepted into the organization, being able to actually send our music in to possibly be nominated, but to actually be nominated and to be able to go out there, that's when it kind of got serious.
Wow. Honestly, I first want to say congratulations. That is huge, phenomenal, dynamic. And then I love how you're just like, yeah, you're nominated.
Oh,
I love it. But I think what I appreciate most, because what a lot of people don't know, is that Ron G and I actually kind of grew up together in Youth on the Winning Side. And then we also was a part of something called Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. It was a stage play, and we were in the choir. And so we were like, what, 9 and 10? So to see this now, knowing where we started, I am so, so, so proud of you. Great job.
Great job. Magnificent.
So into going back, we're not going to tell our age, but going back, we have actually done a transition. So in knowing that, what are your thoughts on how music and the production of music has transitioned in the last 25 years?
I mean, with a lot of the newer age stuff, technology has definitely opened the floodgates for creativity. It's made it a lot easier for untapped talent to be seen and heard. Music has definitely changed. The digital era definitely created a threshold where music was just pouring out. Now it's literally just pouring out. Genres are mixing with each other. New genres are being created. People are working together that you would normally have working together. And I mean, it's what social media, I think, and the internet did for music was probably one of the coolest things ever. The changes that have come with it, some good, some bad. I know they're still working out the kinks of certain different situations that attest to, the digital age when it comes to music. But I think it definitely made it more a lucrative business for artists that may not have the opportunities that they didn't have before this technology came about. So I mean, creating music to promoting music, sharing music to being discovered, all that stuff has a brand new meaning now.
Wow, yeah, that's a great insight, because you're right. It's one of those things where most people had to go through a record label, or they had to go through all these different steps to get to where they're going. But now they have the independent route, and technology has allowed that to be really easier to do what it is you need to do and get the word out, get your work out, basically to let people hear what you're doing, see what you're doing, but on a platform that's comfortable for you. So in knowing that, especially those going into the independent realm, and I know that you work with a lot of different artists that come to your studio, what kind of advice would you give to up and coming artists or artists who may feel like my music doesn't fit today's music, so I should give up? What kind of advice would you give them?
Well, I mean, describing today's music, it's so many routes and aspects you can go with that, because like I said, today's music. I mean, what about tomorrow or the day after that or next week? Yeah, I mean, even the simplest thing is, what if my music doesn't fit today's music? Well, I mean, what if it fits tomorrow's music? So you just, when far as that goes, your music fitting in time. What you want to make is timeless music anyway. If your music fits today's music and tomorrow it won't fit. Uh, I tell artists a lot of times it's the creativity that is inside of people. It's really what creates the music today. The people that are winning Grammys out of their
True,
bedroom,
true.
the people that are winning all these top awards by making music in the smallest of areas. You know, again, it's the social media and the internet has just changed all aspects of it. So it really just all goes back to that, how the world is so open now, and you can get your music out to any and everybody. I don't think there isn't anything musically anybody can make that at least somebody would not like. I think it's just that you got to stay true to your course and be able to adapt to different situations. Even though your music, you may not think your music might be today's music, or you just take a piece of what they're doing today and kind of influence it with your own style, but always stay true to yourself, which is what I try to always do with my music.
Awesome, awesome. And I know that you like an array of music. You deal with a lot of different types of music. So let's talk about what kind of music and what genres of music you like. What kind of things do you listen to?
Listening wise, I listen to a lot of old school music. I more or less I listen to a lot of the newer stuff as well, just to, like I said, keep up with the times and to be able to take pieces of what they're doing to really put with pieces of what I am. I grew up a musician. I was actually playing music almost a decade before I was introduced to the studio. So that had a lot of influence on the music that I listened to. My father, he worked for 98.3 and Oldies 106.5, Light Mix 99.9,
Mm-hmm.
NSP 105.5 to WABB 97.5 to the Rocket 96.1. So although, I mean, definitely that had a big influence to where we were always experiencing a different type of music. Being around my dad, like I said, the influence that he had, it was a real melting pot, because every couple of years he was at another radio station or in another building. And once they started putting all these radio stations in one building, and having people do a lot of jobs for each station, so you
Mm-hmm.
definitely ended up getting a melting pot of a lot of things that were going on. But at the same time, he was DJing sock hops for McGill, and we would do weddings for this Brazilian couple, and it's just a whole lot of different aspects of music. So it really, I like it all because I've experienced it all.
Mm-hmm.
Able to take a piece of all of it and put it in a piece of my production, and I'm able to actually adapt to different situations because I've actually dealt with those genres of music before in my time. Even if I hadn't produced it before, at least I know a basis of it, or know at least where it's kind of going music theory wise.
Wow. I
Well,
mean,
I can attest to you on that, Ron, and not telling my age, but you brought back some really, really heartfelt stuff, memories, I should say, in the statement that you just made. Because what a lot of people don't even realize is, you turn on your music today, media and availability would make you think that all of this stuff has been this way. The top 100 countdown, the top 50 countdown, which really it only used to be 7 songs on the countdown. And Nickelodeon, that's Nickelodeon now, used to be an adult TV show called Nick. And they had the countdown, Nick at Night. I guess that's why, I'm not saying that's where Nick at Night got his name, but and the top artists were maybe 2, 3 of our white brothers and sisters. You had John Cougar Mellencamp. You had Eurythmics from overseas, Michael Jackson and Prince, and Tom Petty. I mean, the list was very, very short.
Mhm.
So,
No,
but we all liked the music. We were there for the music, not who made the music. The music is still timeless, and it was international.
Mhm.
You know, which is really the reason why I don't just get caught up in one genre of music. So if you listen to my playlist, you'll be all over the place.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this is not about me. This is about Mr. Ron G. And in saying that, Ron, do you have anything that you would like to play for us, or tell us how you comprise some of these hits that you make? If you want to play a hit or two that you know, whatever you want to play, now's your time to shine. You know, tell the people.
Yeah. I think throw a track or two around. Like I said, one of these tracks came from. Well, actually, this first track it came from the album that was nominated for the Grammy with Miss Lady Blues out in Atlanta. I think this was one of the first tracks that we actually worked on together. Called Beat Beat actually. She again, I met her spring fling 4 or 5 years ago. And, I said being a part of the radio station, we just know a few people, and I had a plan a little bit early. I threw together a couple of tracks, like 10 or 15, because I wasn't a Southern Soul producer, and this was my plan to kind of come out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Beverly McDowell that worked down at the radio station, she was real nice to me over the years, and she was kind of helping me put this plan together to actually come out as a Southern Soul producer. DJ Melody, she also gave me a hand and aided in that. So I ended up backstage with my demos and passing them out. I ended up that year, I ended up working with David J for the first time. His song "Let's Dance" came off of my was on that demo. And this actually one of these tracks. This track was actually on my demo as well, which ended up being on the Grammy nominated album. So this is Beat Beat, Miss Lady Blues. I play a piece of it for you guys so you can hear it. And
Yeah.
Music.
Story about a lady falling in love with a man half her age. Look,
Half her age.
I never thought a young man could teach me anything when it comes to love. I prayed and I prayed, I bet doggone he came my way. He was everything I've been dreaming of. Now these so-called friends ask me, girl, what's happening? They said you need to quit with your cougar ways. I said last time I checked, as long as he show respect, he may be a little young, but I'm cool with that. Hey, the mention of his name turns the flicker into a flame to make my heart go beat, beat.
Yes, I remember that like yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, get me in the mood on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Any day of the week you get me in the mood with that one. But Ron, listen, I know you got an extensive catalog, and I know you're working with a lot of people now. But if you could tell us, and the Inspire You Network, because this is being viewed everywhere, how the people can reach you, where you're located, and any social media platform you might have. You know, tell people how they can reach you and contact you, just in case they are inspired by Inspire You and inspired by you to take us a leap out into the music field.
I got you. Yeah. It's like I said, www.rongpromusic.com. My web is my website, rongpromusic.com. On Facebook, I'm Ron G. Ronald Ron G Subs SUGGS. It should pop up. I'm Ron G Pro, RONGPRO on pretty much everything else. Twitter, what we got, SoundCloud, Instagram, Snapchat, all of that is Ron G Pro, RONGPRO. Phone number 251-243-5755. If you're in town and need me to come to you, just hit me up.
Awesome.
All right, brother, we really appreciate all that you do. And for those that don't know you, that will get to know you, they will appreciate you too, because you really do take the time and you really do try to teach people what is best for them. Because I know a lot of people come to you with preconceived notions on how they want to sound until they actually hear how it sounds. And you step in and enlighten them on, no, let's do it like this. It'll be better. But I'm glad you allowed us to come into your studio.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys.
And all I ask is that you keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're
Inspire others, because you inspire me.
doing.
And hopefully this network will inspire you. I'm signing out. I'm the host with the most, Levi Sims. And of course, it's my girl, Bambi.
Bye. Thank you all
Miss
so much.
Angela Harrison. Shout out to the CEO, Miss Candace, and the rest of the Inspire You team. For any information, make sure you look them up, Inspire You, on all social media platforms. And maybe one day we'll be coming your way. I'm the host with the most, Levi Sims, thanking them for allowing me to do what I do as well. So until next time,
Get out and vote.
get out and vote.
Bye.